Okay, it's recording.
Yay!
So thank you guys for coming on. We're going to talk about Instagram tonight. So I'm really excited about this because this is how I built my entire business through Instagram. So I'm excited to share some tips, and I'm excited to hear some tips. And I don't know, do you want me to start? Do you want...
Just go for it.
All right. So I was trained to work my business on Instagram. So whatever I was told to do, that's what I did. So when I first started, my enroller told me to add people, go follow people, add people, post. It wasn't so much interacting at that time, 2 years ago. But, it was posting, being consistent with posting. So that's what I did. Every hour I would post. And I would add at night because I worked when I started the business. So at night I would, add, and then during the day I would schedule my posts. Right now there's no way that I know to schedule posts on Instagram. What I do,
I can show you guys how to schedule it.
Yeah, what I do is I save drafts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was doing the airplane mode, but that stopped working. So now I save drafts, which is if you're gonna set up a post, take a screenshot and then copy and paste the wording, act like you're going to post, and then, go back and it'll say like save draft, I think. So I'll have like a bunch of saved drafts on my Instagram. Like right now I have 6, so that throughout the day, this is my full-time job, but still, like, sometimes you just get busy that you just need a quick post. So I hear myself echo. I'm sorry, guys. I have to mute. So that's okay. So what I'm doing now, I just started. It's been probably like 6 months. Is adding people. So messaging. When I first started, I was not a person that would message, and I did not teach my team to message. I was so consistent that people would message me. Now the algorithm on Instagram, if I get a message or a DM or a text, I get really excited about it because a lot of it comes from me messaging and interacting with people. So if you're not interacting and messaging, you're losing a whole step. It's basically you have to post, you have to interact, you have to add, and those 3 things are really important when being consistent and building your business on Instagram. And scheduling your posts too. So when posting, I'm incorporating the products and the business within my life. So I'll post, like today I did a Fat Fighters picture, and it's me like kissing the bottle of Fat Fighters, because Fat Fighters has helped me so much in my journey that, I'm like so passionate about Fat Fighters and greens, of course, and just saying like these bad boys helped me. I have a spot if you're interested. It helped me with my, my blood, levels, because it does help maintain your healthy blood levels. So not only does it help block carbs and fats, but, it's helping me with my blood levels. So, and I'll post, I have 3 spots left for the challenge. Now, if I'm going to be posting again about Fat Fighters in that day, I'm going to have to post, I still have 3 more spots. Like, I'll post, I have 1 more spot left. So, like, it's the urgency of, I need to get on that. Like, people are going to see that and be like, I need to get on it. When somebody likes that picture, I will go to their profile, start interacting with them. So I'll comment, I'll like their pictures, and then I'll message. So I won't add somebody and then message them right away. I don't advise you to do that because, that's kind of frowned upon, with network marketing. I'll have people message me and say, oh, I want to join your team. Would you like to join my team? And I'm like, whoa, like if you just looked at my profile, you would see I'm a double diamond with It Works. I promote the products every day. So what I do is I'll message the people that like my pictures. To get different people to like your pictures, you need to be interacting with different people. You need to be interacting with different people. So say I add 25 people today. I will go and interact with them so that they're seeing my posts. Because the algorithm on Instagram has changed so much that when you're liking and commenting, it's basically more commenting. So I would advise you to comment more than like. So when you're talking back and forth with, say I'm commenting on your picture, Natalie, and we're going back and forth in conversation, Instagram will tell you, will show you more of that person's posts because they're like, oh, they're friends. And, I'm going to show her more of her posts. So you want to interact with the new people that you're adding into your into your followers on Instagram. I'm not one. I used to post a lot of before and afters, but basically, if I post 2 a day, before and afters, that's a lot. I try to do 1 at least every day, but I'm posting myself with the products. So if I'm taking greens, I'm posting me drinking greens or me mixing the greens. And I actually got a message in my DM, and she was like, how are those greens that you take every day? Like, she knows that I take them every day because I'm posting that every morning. I'm mixing it or shaking it or, drinking it or whatever. But if you don't have it, ask your leader. We will send you a sample of greens or a couple of samples of greens. It's whatever you need, we're here for you. You know what I mean? So with personal pictures too, I'll post myself with my dog. 2 years ago, I left him in a crate all day. And, I'm so happy that now he doesn't have to be in a crate. I'm out working my business. But incorporating your everyday life into the business, so it's not really putting the business into your life, so, making posts that, I think I keep repeating myself, but I think everybody gets what I'm trying to say. The products, if you just started, a lot of my team are like, well, I just started, and how can I post about, just starting? I always used to talk about, I can't wait to retire from teaching, or I can't wait to have that extra $500 to go on vacation. Talk about the future. I think Jade Hooper said, you want to talk about the past, the present, and the future. Mm-hmm. So, making your personal posts, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted. Making your personal posts, talking about, I love that today I get to spend, instead of going to work after the holiday, because how many people today were like, oh, it's Monday, we have to go back to work. I love that I don't have to go back to work. I can't wait to retire my husband so he doesn't have to go back to work. So talking about the future, the present, the past. A lot of things too is I post at least 1 interactive post a day. So I want to get people commenting on my posts so they could see, you know, my Instagram pictures or my pictures throughout their day. So I'll post, like I posted the eyebrow, if anybody saw it, with the split eyebrow. And I was like, what do you guys think about this? I mean, I didn't get too much interaction. I usually get a lot of interaction at night. So like when I post it at like 10 o'clock at night, I get a lot of comments. But you know, people comment like, no way, girl, like, don't you do that, you know, or, you know, which house would you choose? And they comment like A, B, C, D. You know, so whatever you're interested in, that's what your interactive post should be. So I don't know if you guys see like, you know, the nail polishes, which one would you choose? I'm going to get my nails done tomorrow. So you want to try and incorporate food, fashion, friendships, and freedom. So even if you work at night, I mean, during the day, at night, I used to post like, I'm so thankful that I could work my business when I get home from work, you know, like I have that extra time at night to work my business. My feet were up, you know, they were looking towards the couch, and all I put was, I'm so grateful that I could work my business from home. And people would be like, what are you doing from home? You know, like, how are you making money? But a lot of the times, I want to get back to messaging, because I feel like a lot of people like kind of, you know, don't like doing it. And some people, like, there's two, you know, pros and cons with messaging. And I, you know, recently I've gotten a lot of distributors and LCs from messaging, but it's building those relationships first. So you want to make sure you're building your relationships. Definitely comment. Commenting is so huge. Like, I rather comment than put a like, because it's so easy to just double click on someone's picture. Showing that you're interested in what they're doing and asking a question. So if she's wearing a nice shirt, oh my gosh, I love that shirt. Where did you get it? Or, you know, their car, or whatever it is, like asking a question so that they're going to reply, and you're going to see their pictures, and they're going to see your pictures, you know? I think that's it. Oh, finding followers. So finding people. I will go to my interests. So I was a teacher. I'll go to, I'll like search on top, teachers. I'll just put teachers. Okay, let's just use that. And they'll be like huge accounts. So somebody that I used to follow had like 365,000 followers. I will turn their notifications on so that when they post, as soon as they post, I'll get like the alert that they posted, and I'll go follow whoever liked their recent picture. So I'm getting those recent people that are liking. What I started to do too is going into location, in places, and searching near location. It says near current location. You have to turn your, I think, GPS on. And then I'll do like near location, and it says like Bronx, New York. So I'll just click on it, and it comes up like recent on the bottom. If you scroll down, it comes up recent. So I'll take that first picture, and it's 50 seconds ago. So 2 people liked it. I'll go and click those 2 people. You know, I don't accept women, I don't accept men. That's just my personal preference. So I'll add the women there. Or even a public post, say it's, you know, a teacher that has a project and she made it public. I'll comment on that, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. And if she comments back, I'll go and add her. I do that a lot because they'll see that like I'm a real person, and they'll be interested in what I'm doing. Hashtags I really don't use, but A lot of people do use them. But think of like hashtags that people like It Works distributors or any kind of, distributors wouldn't think of. So like work from home, hashtag work from home. You're not going to go and get those people because so many other distributors, or stay at home mom, you want to get, I'll go and get like a retired teacher, or hashtag retire. I don't know. I'm just thinking off my head right now. But so you want to think of even people to follow. You want to think of people that aren't being followed a lot, if that makes sense. So think of outside, like kids clothing, or I was following dish soap once, people that like dish soap, like Dawn dish soap, because I was like really thinking about like, what is this, like who is going to really think about Dawn dish soap, so I started doing that. I think that's it.
All right, well, I can go add some stuff to it.
I'm sorry, I talked too much.
No, it's fine. That was great tips. Thank you. Okay, so what I was gonna say is, for those who may not like go back to like basics, I would definitely look in your bio and see what you have in there. Definitely, I have my Facebook link, so people can actually come to my Facebook and follow me on Facebook, where it's more personal. Mm-hmm. I also was thought that a picture of yourself, something nice, I guess, would have been better than a flower or something, some other subject. And now this is obviously your personal preference, but for me personally, I like to put my name. So again, it's more personal than if I put something, I don't know, make up something, and with the wraps, I would not add anything. Now, I've seen some leaders who had actually in a name something with wrap, and they are also successful. But hearing from some other those networking gurus, and I actually kind of agreed, for me personally, that I did not want to add anything about It Works or wraps in my name. And why? It's because there are some people who kind of are spamming other people, and they get a little bit upset, and you've probably already seen some profiles where it says no wraps or pills or It Works or other companies like network marketing companies. And that's just because some people are really spammy and people get just really, annoyed. So just kind of brings you the negativity, and so that's kind of like how I try to stay away from it. So those are the one thing. Yeah, definitely, like Daniela said about adding your interests so people can see who you are, or what is your what are the interests, and it kind of also helps to post. Sometimes when you really don't know what to post, then you kind of just look and, okay, if I like to travel, maybe I'll say something about travel. Doesn't mean that I have to right now traveling or that I have to book a trip, but I just sometimes find a nice picture of Italy or I don't know, places that I would like to go. And I just post that just to say that I'm, that I can't wait to go there. Now, I'm not saying that exactly where I'm going. And, it could be makeup, it could be, I don't know, whatever your interest is. And there's also two different ways, and I go back and forth personally between personal, private account and public. And again, I've had it both times. I don't see a big difference, but lately, because my account, you can only follow 7,500, and I am at that point. So what I did is I actually did open my account, and I use hashtags. And you can, you really want to use the hashtag that kind of relates to that picture. So if you post about food, you want to, I don't know. For me, I'm like, would make no sense to put something work from home, or, well, maybe if you make a dinner and you're working from home, that's fine. But by kind of like really relating, you know, to whatever picture you post. And so that's something that I'm actually looking into now myself more, because like I said before, I used to follow literally by places. That's why I have a lot of followers who are local. Like, because of that, I go to a favorite restaurant and eat a hashtag. You can use, you know, Monterey. You can use hashtag Monterey, or you can go to actual place and put Monterey. And you don't even have to be locally. Let's say you want to get out of this, you know, area. I would just write Chicago and it'll come up Chicago. I'll write New York and it'll come, you know, some places in New York. If I write, I don't know, Starbucks, it's going to start showing me Starbucks, the nearest Starbucks to me, but then it's going to show me also all the Starbucks. I mean, like literally from close by a few miles to like, I don't know, 100 miles. So that's kind of like the first thing I usually go. I go by places, and of course those accounts are open or public, so that means I can actually comment and interact with the people and kind of, you know, bring them to my account, to my Instagram. But I also follow people who is not, you know, who has private accounts. You guys have anything to add to it? Brenda, do you have anything to add to it?
I am going to ask a few questions, and then I think we'll be good for just kind of like recapping maybe. So when you guys are on Instagram, hold on one second, my phone's going to die. Okay, so when you go onto Instagram, do you have like one specific power hour that you just add followers, or is it just kind of like more random? And how many people a day do you add onto how many followers do you add?
I make it a goal. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I make it a goal to add every day. So if I'm doing, like, I usually do it at night because it's just like I'm used to adding at night. I'll add probably for a half hour straight and just keep adding until it tells me like I can't. And then I'll interact for that few minutes, but then I'll go back to adding, because if it shows you that you can't, like you stop, it'll like double click. Like it'll show you that you can't add anymore, but if you stop and then go back to it, like a few minutes later, it'll let you add more. So there are nights that I'll add like 500 people. Yeah. Well, and you know, not everybody adds you back. So, you know, from that I'll get 50.
Right.
So you want to make it like a goal. So if you want to, you have to do it every day, because if you're not getting new eyes seeing your posts all the time. But that's what I do.
And so I have and we'll talk about this at a later time, but I have a very specific thing that I do when I add new people on Facebook. The people that follow you back, do you like document that, or do you just have them follow you back and then you spend a certain amount of time just specifically like scrolling through your Instagram, interacting with just whoever's on like your newsfeed?
Well, for me, I do not write their names down, because usually I'm on the go when I follow people. Or maybe I'm already, you know, in bed and don't have nothing to write, or maybe it's too dark or whatever. So, but what a good thing is with Instagram, when you go into your followers, so we have followers and following. So the followers is the people who are following you back. So when you click on that number, it's going to show you the last person who followed you back. So if you want to interact with those kind of people, you can take 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, and you can intentionally go and just interact with those people. I also try to go into my people who like my stuff and actually go and interact with them. You know, kind of, I always said, return the like, return the love, and obviously try to comment as well. But sometimes I would just randomly go into followers, and instead of just going to the new ones, the last people who follow me back, I'm gonna scroll like all the way almost like to the bottom, and I'm gonna interact with them because they probably haven't seen my stuff for a long time, and so I'm trying to trick the algorithm. And so because at this point, it's only if I'm gonna only interact with those people who like in my stuff. So we're gonna keep interacting with each other, and other 7,000 people not even seeing, our pictures.
Okay, perfect.
I do the same. Just I try to make it a goal when I'm accepting somebody back to at least like their pictures, like their first 3 pictures. So say you follow me, I'm going to go onto your page and just like, I try and comment just so they see like I'm a real person. They're not going to unfollow me as fast.
Okay.
And I don't interact at all, So say you follow, you accept my request, I'll go and like, oh, your baby's so beautiful, or, where'd you get that dress? But I make it a goal to at least like their first 3 pictures.
Okay. And so I've heard from other leaders, and I don't know if this is like a preference thing or if it does make a difference, that when you go to do your follower, like when you start to add followers, that your first like 6 pictures on your profile is what you can see, and to make sure not to have any before and after pictures when you go to follow people, so that they see more like the food, the friendship, your selfies, your interaction posts, stuff like that. Is that a preference, or does that actually make a difference, do you think?
I think it makes difference, to be honest. And I actually do 9 pictures because when you open, you have those 9 pictures, kind of like your resume. And I mean, like when we have a BOGO, let's say, I post a lot about wraps or whatever, but I delete them after the BOGO is over. I go in and clean up, and I clean up a lot of times. I go back and I'm like, okay, well, I make sure, of course, to go through likes and to check who liked it. I most likely had already talked to them all, either about business or product or something. And then I definitely, delete it. I do leave some before and after. So like randomly I do, because some people very nosy and they're going to go down and like kind of see it. And I've actually had people messaged me and said, oh, you're selling those wraps. I always wanted to try them. So that's kind of, I want to leave little door open for those people who are actually looking for us, not only the ones who don't want to see anything from us. But what I want to mention is the new feature that Instagram has is actually pretty cool, I think. I mean, I haven't seen too big difference, but I keep forgetting sometimes, but we can also now post multiple pictures. So you can post yourself with wraps, and then you can also share a few before and after pictures with actual results. And I think that's kind of how we can hide those before and after pictures and actually start posting more of those.
Okay, that's smart. I always put, like, when I do the multiple photos, my very first photo that I do says swipe left. So people like know that there's more than one photo in there. So they will look at all of them. Okay.
I mean, if you know it, like, I mean, we always on Instagram, so we already know. I already know that little white I don't know, page or whatever you call it, little box, and you're like, oh, okay, there's multiple pictures. But I think a lot of people don't even realize that there is more pictures to it. So
or they're scrolling so fast through, the news feed. Okay, so now let's talk about messaging really quickly, because I want to make sure that I just recap it and kind of like get all the information like in one setting. So number one, I think we all understand, like when someone follows you back, you do not message them right away. Like that is a big, huge no-no. However, if you're posting a product post or a business post and they like it, you will message them and you will say something along the lines of like, thanks so much for the love on my business post. Are you interested in doing what I do? Or are you interested in the wraps? Just something really simple like that, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And now, do you message them like as soon as you get the notification, or do you do a specific power hour where you're just going to sit down and message everybody that has liked your posts for that day?
I will so I'll do both. I'll do a power hour of interacting, and then if somebody has liked my pictures that I haven't interacted with, so I could tell by the picture or the profile that, you know, if I already talked to this person or built a relationship with them. So if I haven't, then I won't message them right away. I'll start interacting. So I don't just jump in as soon as they like my picture. I'm just going to, you know, go message them.
Okay.
I'll comment. I want to have a conversation back and forth. So it may take a day or so. It may take, you know, even 3 days for them to even answer me back. The thing is that, like, we always have to keep in mind is that people are not by their phones as much as we are. You know, like my husband said that to me today. I'm like, I didn't get anybody. I messaged, you know, I was messaging, and he's like, people are not by their phone like you're by your phone all the time. And it's true.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, calm down, relax, you know. So sometimes it may take, I had people that I've interacted with a week, you know, and they didn't get back to me, you know, so the conversation went on for a week. And then I, you know, went in with, oh, hey, because they kept liking my posts and picked, you know, my product posts. So then I went into it, you know, are you interested in the products? And sometimes they're like, yes, thank goodness you asked, because I didn't know how to bring it up. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Okay, cool. So you kind of just organically feel out when it's the right time for brand new people. Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, let's say that you have been interacting with some people and they haven't necessarily liked any of your business posts, but you're liking and you're commenting on their stuff, and they're, you know, commenting back and interacting with you. Now, do you go ahead and message them and say, hey, you know, I am looking for some product testers. I really trust you. You know, would you be interested in doing like 90-day challenge? Or, you know, I have been following you for like a week or a month or whatever. And I just think you're so awesome, and I know you'd be super successful at this business. Like, have you ever thought about, do you know it? Do you follow me much? Do you know what I do? Have you ever thought about it?
Yes.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
say thank you. Thanks for following me. Or, you know, I've noticed, you know, I've been following you for a while. With the hair, skin, and nails, it's something. With wraps, it's a little different, obviously, but with the hair, skin, and nails, I think I probably message every single person out of, you know, on my account.
I had somebody that we kept interacting back and forth, and she would like every picture except for my products or like my business products. And I'm like, she is going to be one of my customers. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm getting her to be one of my customers. So we kept interacting. She's like a police officer here in New York City. And I kept posting on her pictures, be safe. Like, I was actually really caring about like her. Like, I really was genuinely like caring about her. And like building that relationship, she became my wrap customer. And she's been ordering for like a year and a half. And she just continues to order because I'm still building that relationship. I'm still like, oh my gosh, be careful. You know, we had like 6 inches of snow and she went to work, you know? So I'm like always keeping those people, you know, like on the side. She would not like any of my pictures. And I just randomly like asked her, I'm like, okay, I really need, you know, some product testers. Would you be interested? And she's like, yeah, like, you know, so.
Perfect. Okay, cool. I'm trying to think if I had any.
I can also add.
Okay. So one more question. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Just a quick one. Especially when we are just started building our Instagrams, I know we follow a lot of people, and there's a really only little bit of people gonna follow us back. And so I personally use a third-party app, and I use that to unfollow a bunch of people. So I want to make sure that my numbers are not going too crazy. So let's say if I have 1,000 people that that following me, I don't want to follow 3,000 and have that, oh, she's just, desperate, or she's just looking for people, like not being personal.
Yeah.
Right. I think I read somewhere that obviously it's better to have more followers than you following, but you don't want like more than a third. You don't want to follow more than a third of who's following you, I think is like the ratio.
I try to keep it kind of the same. Obviously my number that I follow most of the time are a little higher, and then, kind of, back and forth. But I see those accounts who has 10,000 followers and they following only like 100 people. Honestly, I don't want to follow those people because it already tells me that they're not going to follow me back. Yeah. So if I don't just want to follow them for whatever reason, because my intention is make sure that they follow me back, then what's the purpose for me even following them? So I do not follow any bloggers. I don't follow other multi-level marketing companies. And obviously, I do not let other distributors follow me. I actually block them, except obviously my team or people that I trust. So and it's never happened anything negative to me personally, but hearing from other people, and I'm also not always on Instagram, so there's a chance that people can also steal your leads. If someone commented, hey, I wanted to buy those wraps, or I'm ready for BOGO, and if I didn't catch it on time, and someone is following me and then just contacted them, and and my customers gone. Gotcha. So those are the things that I don't do.
Okay. Now, another question that I have is, and hopefully these questions are like helpful for everybody else too. So now I know that in Instagram, you do have the option to like unsend a message, or when you delete a message, it deletes it on both ends so that the person you sent it to doesn't see it. Now when you're doing your follow-up messaging, do you delete the last message that you've sent to someone or the last conversation that you've had with someone if obviously they didn't close?
Depends on what message. Sometimes I actually do. And lately, I know we talk a little bit more. Like today, actually, I wanted to send. She liked one of my cleanse pictures. So obviously, I was going to message her and ask her if she's interested to try the cleanse. And when I opened up the messenger, I actually messaged her a long time ago about something else, and she never responded to me. So I was trying to unsend that message and it wouldn't let me. But after I actually sent her a new message and then tried to unsend, it actually let me unsend. So I did unsend those messages. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. I also, when I go through and let's say I see someone hasn't seen my message, because you can also see if it's, if that person's seen your message or not. If they didn't see it, I would go back to the account and see when last time they post. And if they post like 2 hours ago and I have sent them like 2 months ago and they haven't seen, I will unsend. And sometimes I even resend the same message again. And then I will write it down and wait for maybe a day. And then I will comment on the older picture and say, hey, I sent you a message. Have you seen it? Obviously, I know that she hasn't, but it's just kind of like, hey, did you see my message? And just to see what's going on.
Awesome. Do you have anything to add to that, or does that sound good?
Yeah, Daniela? I do the same. It depends, because like sometimes I'm like, hey, are you there? Hey. So you'll see like, hey. So I'll like unsend a couple of them, but it depends. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now when I work on Facebook and I send my messages to people who've liked my post, I will actually take a screenshot of the post that they liked. And so when I message them, I say, oh my gosh, thanks so much for the love on my post. Are you thinking about doing what I do? Send that. And then I'll send the screenshot of the post that they liked just to be like, look, this is the one that I'm talking about. Give them a reminder. Because like you said, you know, not everybody's on their phone as much as we are. And so they may have liked that and then life happened and they're like, what is she talking about? And then they saw it and sometimes they might not even be interested, but kind of curious. They actually like read the post. Curiosity gets the best of them and they're like, what do you do? Like I could use $500 extra. Do you guys send the screenshot or the screenshot of the post that they liked just to let them know like, hey, this is what you liked. Thanks for liking it. Are you interested in the greens or whatever?
Sometimes I do. I normally don't.
Okay.
I'll just send like the corresponding. So like if it's a product, I'll be like, hey, thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested in the product? Or if it's a business, I'll be like, hey, are you interested in making $500 extra a month or whatever I send, you know? But I barely send them, but that is a good.
Okay. So there's actually an option under the picture where you can do send. If you like the first one from your right, it gives you the option, and then you can send to. Let's say one of the girls that liked the picture, and you want to send with the picture. You just type the name here, and it sends direct message with that picture.
Perfect. Awesome. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. I think I got all my questions out of the way. So I think
I just wanted to add one more feature on Instagram that I use all the time is the story on top.
Yeah.
So whatever I post on Instagram throughout the day, I'll add to my story. So I'm not I'm double posting, but people on top of your story are the ones that see like the algorithm is like it's not the same algorithm as when you post. So people will see.
Okay.
I'll try to post every 1 to 2 or 3 hours on my story so that it's always updating. You could see who's seen your story. So on one picture, I have 134 people that's seen my story. I'll go to their profiles and comment on their stuff and interact with, their stuff. So at least because they're not liking my pictures, it's different people that are liking, my pictures on my news feed and on the Instagram story. So definitely use the Instagram story. It's going to take an extra second to just post that same picture. Usually I'll post the picture and then like I posted my Monday morning, like I wrote on the picture, or yummy protein shake, whatever it is, so that they see that, like I'll get a lot of messages from the story instead of the news feeds, because when you get a message from the story, your picture pops up in the DM, so they'll see like the hair, skin, and nails before and after, or they'll see me with the shake or whatever it is, and they'll ask questions about it. So you want to make sure you're using that story too.
Okay. That's a great tip. I didn't know that. But to add to that, and I'm not perfect at it, so I'm not the greatest example, but a little tip, because I think that some people get overwhelmed with like the story on Instagram and the Facebook story and then the My Day and Messenger, then you have Snapchat and all these different things. So usually what I try to do is, because I do a lot of Snapchats of my daughter, actually, like just cute little things that she does. And I'm trying to get better of doing more Snapchats of like the business stuff too. But whatever I Snapchat, I'm trying to also get into the routine of adding that to every other Snapchat-like feature across the board. So I guess what I'm trying to say is for everybody, including myself, like, don't get overwhelmed with those extra features. Just do the same thing across the board. Because like Daniela said, Daniela might see my Snapchat, but Natalie's going to see my story, and then Vivian's going to see my Facebook story, and then Amanda's going to see my day in Messenger. So don't get overwhelmed and think that the same person's going to see them all 5 different times. And just kind of like copy and pasting is not that hard to do, or, taking that, photo, going into your photo album and posting it. So
yeah, I mean, Snapchat's a great.
And I do the same thing, Danielle. I like to, yeah. And I like to, whatever I post for the business or products, that's what I'll post to the rest of them, So I'm not like making up a brand new something.
Right.
I actually try sometimes to mix it up a little bit and post either different stuff like good morning, something positive. And also on Instagram, I try to post more often than on Facebook. So I do kind of separate them,
Okay.
I was going to say something, but I totally forgot.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Oh, but using like yesterday, there were so many family. So really what on Sundays, I try and make it a point to take all my week pictures. So Sundays, I have so many pictures yesterday of my niece, of my nephew, of me and my dad, or whatever it is. Selfies of myself because I was dressed up nice. Like, make it a priority, like on Sunday or a certain day, to take a bunch of selfies with your different shirts, different hairstyles, and so that throughout the week, if you're working, you could use those if you don't have a chance to take a picture, or the food from yesterday, like I snapped different pictures and I'll post it throughout the week. So, I mean, I think I took that from Jocelyn Yates. She does that. Like if I'm not feeling good throughout the week and don't want to get ready, that's what I'm going to do, But definitely, use what you have, I take pictures of the sky, and I'm like, thank goodness I'm not stuck in a classroom all day and I get to enjoy outside, simple things. Like, the simpler you are, the better it is, so.
Yeah. I also like to do that too, or I like to take a bunch of selfies on the day that I do get dressed up or that I'm feeling pretty. And just to put that reminder back out there for everybody that's on our teams, if you're local to me and you're on my team, you're more than welcome to come over and take a whole bunch of selfies with every single product, because I have every single product, so that you can do those types of pictures. And I'm sure that you feel the exact same way as well. So don't ever be afraid to reach out and be like, hey, I don't have all of the products, but I would like to take some selfies. Just let me know, or let Daniela know, or Natalie know, whoever is your leader, and come on over and spend as long as you want taking pictures. You can I'll go in the other room if you're embarrassed to do it in front of me. So just because it does make a huge difference when you can have them in your hand and say, even if you haven't tried it yet, just say, I'm so excited to try these Fat Fighters. Who wants to try them with me? This is what they do. And you'll get my discount by doing a 90-day challenge with me. And that's totally that's what you say when you can't use the product yet, or you haven't used the product yet. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But
yeah. Another tip that I've been using a lot is before it works, me and my husband we didn't have date night. So I make it a thing that every Friday we have date night now. So using the hashtag Friday date night, or the man crush Monday, or woman crush Wednesday, using those things consistently, people are gonna want to see it. I remember 2 weeks ago, because I had my teeth pulled, one of my followers messaged me and she was like, you didn't go on date night this week? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like every week I post date night Friday or whatever it is, and they get used to you posting about it. Or even, you know, when you get a customer or distributor on your team, shout that out. Like, people want to see you, you know, working the business, you know what I mean? So, but that was, I mean, I have a couple of hashtags that I'll do, like, throughout the, like, selfie Saturday, you know, and like, you know, make it a thing that every week you post something that, like, your followers, you know, will, like, soon want to see. They want, you know, they really want to connect with you. It was crazy. I was like, oh my God. Like, now I got my teeth pulled because we didn't go out. But, you know, it's just a reminder that they're watching you. Like, they watch you.
I like that. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I guess, does anybody have any other questions that we did not cover that I did not ask? Feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the chat if you have any other questions. Don't be shy.
Yeah, we're here to help. Definitely.
I think we answered all the questions.
We might have. I know I asked like a ton of them, so hopefully I was able to cover any pressing questions that everybody else had. But
yeah, I mean, you want to make sure you're consistent, because especially on Instagram, like, if people don't see that you're consistent, they'll unfollow you. Like, during, like, the day that I got my teeth pulled, like, there were a couple of people that unfollowed me because I wasn't posting as much. You cannot go 2-3 days without posting. So make sure you're posting, you know, even if it's twice a day or 3 times a day, like, make sure you're doing that, because people will unfollow you and then you'll have to build it all up again, you know? So, you know, don't lose that consistency.
And keep in mind, there's like 300 million people on Instagram. So, like, there's more than enough customers to go around, and there's more than enough people to go around. So, like, don't worry about the amount of people that are already on Facebook or Instagram.
Oh, yeah. There's, like, I think 18, I don't know, a large amount that join every day.
Yeah.
So there's always new followers.
Yeah, people turn 18 every single day, so. All right, cool. Well, I think I covered, this was really good. Thank you so much for all the information. I'm really excited to incorporate Instagram more consistently into my business, especially with, like, this specific information that you guys gave was so good, and I'm super excited to add this into my daily business. So thank you so much for giving us all of your secrets.
Of course. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to message. Like, I'll be willing to help.
You guys want to have a picture? Anybody wants to get on with the camera on? I'll take a picture. I know sometimes.
I know, I took.
Anyone else? Yeah, there's the baby. Okay. Wait. Where is she? Like, where is she? Okay. All right.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks for having on, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
I'm so pumped right now. I want to go get to on Instagram and start following and messaging.
Yes.
Yeah, same.
Let's do it.
Same. Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.